we're back in the corner of shame. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now for today's video, I'm going to be doing a haul of all my historical romance books that I purchased from eBay in the last couple of months. I know for like in my last couple of hauls, I didn't show you these books simply because I was just a little bit too lazy, and I figured that what better time to showcase these books than during the Historical Romance Readathon that I'm actually hosting with my friends Lacey from Lacey Book Lovers and Jessica from Peace Love Books. Now if I uploaded this video correctly and I edited this video on time, this video should be going up during our Historical Romance Readathon that's being hosted from January 15th to the 21st in 2021. So if you guys haven't joined us yet already, you guys still have time to join us to read as many historical romances as you can. We have a lot of fun challenges. We have templates on our Instagram pages, so definitely go check it out. If you guys are already joining our readathon, definitely use our hashtag #HRReadathon so that you guys can join the conversation with us, so that we can see who's participating and we can see your videos. If you have vlogs, if you have videos, if you have TBR videos, if you have whatever here on booktube, definitely tag us so that we can watch it too as well. And now onto the books. Now for the books I want to talk about is the books that are from actually specific authors that I really enjoy, and all their pretty editions with all their step backs and with their back covers. So I'm really excited to show you guys. For this video, I'm also just going to go quickly through all these books because I have a ton to show you, probably around like 50 to 60 books to show you. So I'm just going to go run quickly through it so you guys can see the editions. So the first lot that I want to show you is actually a lot featuring Karen Rainey's books. And now this eBay seller is someone that I've actually bought through multiple times already, and I was actually really impressed with her conditions of her books and also of how delicate she packs these books. As you can see here, she used tissue paper to protect each book, and I just really appreciate the attention to detail of this seller. So let's get unwrapping, shall we? So the whole reason why I even bought this lot was simply because of this book called Upon a Wicked Time, and it's because the back cover of this book is just so freaking gorgeous. I really like red and I really like blue, and it's my favorite colors and my favorite go-to. I saw this book on Goodreads and I just knew I had to have it. The next book in this lot is called An Unlikely Governess, and it also has a really pretty peachy blue back cover too as well. Then I have a book of My Wicked Fantasy, and now these books I actually have different copies of them. It's just different editions. I decided to collect this one because I really like the back cover of this one, but I have a newer edition that actually uses this back cover as their front cover, which I really enjoy and really like. Then the next book that I have is My True Love, and this one's like a very navy blue. I really like the blue of her dress, and I like how she's outside on a castle. Then we have After the Kiss, and it's just a very plain cover, but once you flip to the back, it's very pretty. Then we have Till Next We Meet, and then this one is very pretty too as well. I really like the curtains in the back. It makes it feel like that they're in a theater. And now we have the next book with a giant sticker on the front that I'm pretty sure that I can remove very easily. This one is called The Scottish Companion, and it has a back cover like this. This is actually a duplicate copy, and I have this one already, so I'm totally okay with this one also having the sticker forever. Now we're going to move on to our very exciting portion of the book haul, where basically this lot was very mysterious. It was buy one book for $2 USD, and then you just pay for shipping and things like that. But the pictures were very obscure. Like, he didn't really take the pictures of the shelves. He didn't really showcase this whole collection. So you really didn't know what you were getting until you actually went into his messages and you asked him, can he take pictures of his collection, so that you know exactly what edition of the book you're getting and what covers of the book you're getting as well. So this one was kind of a fun ride for me when I was buying these books, because I was just constantly checking my email, making sure that he replied or not. So when he sent me pictures of his collection, I was flabbergasted that he was selling these books for so cheap, for only $2 USD, when I know for sure that Lisa Kleypas books sell for like over $100 sometimes, depending on the edition. So I picked up some really pretty editions of Lisa Kleypas books, and also Julia Quinn novels, and also Sabrina Jeffries. So the first book that I got is Because You're Mine, and I really like this one because it actually has a step back with a little flap on it. It's so pretty. The condition is very nice, like it only has one crack in it. Then the next book that I have is another Lisa Kleypas novel called Prince of Dreams. This one also has a step back that I think is really nice too. It's very pretty and the condition isn't bad at all. The next one is another Lisa Kleypas novel called Dreaming of You, and it also has a gorgeous step back like this one. I really like this autumn themed color as well. Then we have a copy of Midnight Angel, and this one actually is my third copy of this book, but I never had a step back until now. And then we have a copy of Somewhere I'll Find You with another gorgeous step back like this. I really like the ones that don't really have like the full step back and it's just kind of like a cutout. Then we have a copy of Only in Your Arms, but this one doesn't have a step back and it's just a vintage cover. Then we have a copy of Then Came You, and it's like a very pretty blue. I really like this one. This one's probably one of my favorite vintage covers. And now the last Lisa Kleypas novel that I got is Somewhere to Watch Over Me, and it has this really pretty step back too as well. I had to change the camera angle a bit there, but the next few books are actually Julia Quinn novels. This one's part of the Bridgerton series. This one's called It's in His Kiss, and it's this really pretty cover right here. For some reason it's kind of stuck together here, so I'm gonna have to gently pull it apart. And then we have Romancing Mr. Bridgerton with a beautiful step back here like this one. And then we have To Sir Philip with Love. Beautiful red step back here. And then the next two books are also Julia Quinn novels, but they're the vintage covers of Splendid and also Minx. I really like these covers, and I can't believe I actually got them for only $2 USD. That's really cheap, and that's really insane, mostly because I know that they sell these books for really pricey and really expensive on eBay. Finally, the last book that I got in this lot is a Kathy Maxwell book that completes my trilogy collection in this series with the step backs. I'm very happy that I got it. This one's called Married in Haste, and has a really pretty step back here as well. The condition of this is spectacular. There's not even a crease in the spine. So the next lot that I have to show you is actually Kat Martin. Kat Martin is actually an author that I've been meaning to read a lot more of. I think I read a couple of her books and I really enjoyed it. And I didn't know that her step backs were actually so pretty until my friends showed me. So I found a really cheap lot on Kat Martin's books that I'm really impressed by, mostly because most of Kat Martin's books on eBay are thrillers, and I'm not too much of a fan of her thriller novels. So the first book that I have is Perfect Sin, and I feel like I already have a copy of this book. So this one is a very gorgeous purple and deep blue step back. Then we have Fanning in the Flame, and then this one is kind of like this beautiful collage step back. And then we have a historical romance by Kat Martin once again, but this one is from Harlequin, so it doesn't have a step back. This one doesn't have a step back as well. This one's called Dangerous Passions. This one is called The Devil's Necklace, and it has this really pretty blue step back. This one's called Heart of Courage, and this one has this beautiful red dress step back. This one is called Heart of Fire. Beautiful purple dress step back. We have Night Secrets, which is actually one of my favorite step backs ever from Kat Martin and also in general. Look at that. Then we have Devil's Prize. Beautiful 2-page step back as well. And then we have a Royal's Bride book that doesn't have a step back. And then we have Rule's Bride, which also doesn't have a step back. Then we have Heart of Honor, which has a beautiful step back like this one. Then we have another Kat Martin book that I don't believe has a step back. Then we have Nothing But Velvet, which does have a step back, but it's kind of really boring. Then we have Silk of Steel, which has a beautiful 2-page step back. Then we have Bold Angel, which I don't think this one has a step back of. Then we have this one called Wicked Promise that has a boring step back like this. Then we have Heartless, which has a step back like this, very pretty. Then we have another Kat Martin novel that doesn't have a step back called The Silent Rose. Then we have a Kat Martin novel called Sweet Vengeance, which doesn't have a step back. And then we have another Kat Martin book called Bride's Necklace, which has a step back. And then finally, the last book in the lot is called Innocence Undone, which has this really pretty 2-page step back and a sticky note from the last seller. So finally, we're getting into another lot that I've got a couple months ago that I never showed you guys because I was just too lazy. But this is actually the Stephanie Lawrence lot that I picked up. This one's called To Distraction and has a gorgeous step back like this one. Then we have A Gentleman's Honor, beautiful blue step back like this one. Then we have A Lady of His Own, but this one does not have a step back. This one is a vintage cover of Captain Jack's Woman, which is really pretty and I really like it. Then we have The Elusive Bride, which has a boring step back like this one. Then we have The Untamed Bride, which doesn't have a step back. Then we have The Brazen Bride, which doesn't have a step back. This one we have Viscount Breckenridge to the Rescue, and this one doesn't have a step back, but it's very boring. Then we have The Reckless Bride, which doesn't have a step back either. Then we have Mastered by Love, which is half a step back. Then we have The Edge of Desire, which has a gorgeous step back. Then we have A Fine Passion, which has a beautiful 2-page step back. Then I have another copy of Captain Jack's Woman. And then we have Temptation and Surrender, beautiful gold step back. Then we have Beyond Seduction, beautiful. And then we have a vintage cover of The Reasons for Marriage, which doesn't have a step back. We have a collection novel from Stephanie Lawrence, Mary Below. It's called It Happened One Night. and it does not have a pretty step back. And then we have The Lady Risks It All, which has a boring step back. And then we have The Lady Chosen, which is a beautiful step back. And now finally, here are some books that are from different authors and that I bought from thrift books because I wanted to complete the collection. So this one is an Elizabeth Boyle novel called No Marriage Convenience, and it's one of my favorite back covers. It's so pretty. I love this red. Then I have another Kathy Maxwell novel called The Marriage Contract. So pretty. Then we have a Laura Lee Girk novel that has this step back. And then we have a Eloisa James novel that doesn't have a step back. Then we have two Sandra Hill Viking novels that I think have time travel in them. They don't have step backs. And then finally, to end off this book haul, we have a Sabrina Jeffries novel called A Dangerous Love, and it has a beautiful back cover like this one. But anyways, that is it for all the books that I've hauled in the last couple of months on eBay. I'm really happy with the books that I purchased and with the collection that I got, but hopefully you guys are enjoying this historical romance readathon so far. Let us know if you guys are participating and use the hashtag HRReadathon to join the conversation. But until next time, I'll see you guys again. Bye.